We've talked a lot about the potential of the Lions trading up in the 2025 NFL Draft. One NFC North team could be the key to helping them do that. Let's talk about it. Hi, Mike Payton from A to Z Sports Detroit. Today we're going to talk about how the Lions and the Minnesota Vikings are in really good spot right now to do each other favors. Now, this would not be the first time that the Lions and Vikings have worked together to do each other a favor. The Lions and Vikings worked together on the TJ Hawkinson trade back in 2022. That trade wound up with the Lions getting Terry and Arnold later in 2024 and a couple other players, Hendon Hooker, Broderick Martin, a few other guys. Sione Vaki was part of that as well. The Vikings wound up getting J.J. McCarthy out of that. Like, that was a big trade, helped both teams. It allowed the Vikings to get some extra picks, which they didn't really have. And then they also worked together on the Jameson Williams trade. When the Lions traded up to number 12, that was with the Vikings. Lions wound up getting Jameson Williams, Josh Paschal. The Vikings got Lewis Sin and moved some other picks around, but they wound up getting extra picks out of the deal, and that's the theme out of this whole thing. The Vikings only have 4 draft picks right now. They could use some more. They're sitting at the 24th pick, and the Lions are at the 28th pick, and the Lions are sitting there with the Ravens and the Texans in front of them, both needing similar players to what the Lions need. The Ravens need an edge rusher. They need a guard. Texans need a receiver or a guard. And they could very well take guys that the Lions have their eyes set on that they really, really want and draft those guys ahead of Detroit. Now, here's an opportunity for the Lions to move up to the 24th pick with the Vikings, jump the Ravens and the Texans, get a guy who they want. Maybe it's Gray Zabel. Maybe it's Shamar Stewart. You never know who it could be at 28. The draft is so volatile. It just moves all over the place. And it allows the Vikings to move down to 28. And, the Lions, you probably throw in a third-round pick, similar to what they did last year with the Dallas Cowboys. I think the trade that would make the most sense is probably the Lions get the 24th pick and maybe a future 6th or 7th rounder in next year's draft. And the Vikings would get the 28th pick and the 102nd pick in the third round. So the Vikings get an extra pick. They get to move down a little bit to a spot where maybe they could trade down again from there or find their running back of the future. Maybe Omarion Hampton is there. Maybe Trayvon Henderson is there. This is a good opportunity for both teams to really get what they want out of this deal. But for the Lions, it's huge because, again, with those teams in front of them, that's an opportunity to beat those guys to some of the guys that you want. Obviously, you don't want to move up too high because you're giving up too many assets. Maybe you move up to the teens, but then like I said, you're giving up a lot from there. You're never going to move up to the top 10. I mean, they might. It's crazy. It might happen, but they would be giving up so much to do it. So, yeah, you find yourself sitting there with the 24th pick. Pretty good opportunity to get some guys that you want. I think that this is a good deal for both teams. I wouldn't be shocked if they did it.